Okay.
Louie C. the Mayor checking in. What is going on, my people? A fabulous day in paradise. We got some big sports, Key West Conch business going on today. Shout out to FloridaKeysEnergy.com. Lori for all accidents in the Keys. If you have an accident on a car, bicycle, moped, or God forbid on that big ocean, FloridaKeysEnergy.com. Locals taking care of locals. 302 Southern Street. And Dr. B. Burrows, the #1 doctor in America and planets above and beyond, be on the podcast tomorrow. Advanced Urgent Care Key West Marathon in Key Largo, AUC 89. Finally, some affordable health care in the Keys. It's hard out here. And listen, boy, I got to tell you, have you found paradise? 2 times, usually you get lost. Sometimes it's up to 3 times. But when you find this, because I've been looking for 20 years for new Cuban food, finally found it. 124 Duval Street. You're going to thank me. It's for real out there. Just make sure you get there and find out what's really going on, and then you're going to be a happy camper. Hit the notifications button right over here. Whoop! And for those of y'all watching worldwide on the YouTube channel, please subscribe to our channel and hit the subscribe button right over here. Whoop! So right about now, in the building, doing it big, got the Conchs on all day. We bleed red and gray, coming straight at Key West High School, doing big things. Sarah Eckert, what is going on? AD, talk to the people.
Hey, Louie, how's things going?
Everything is lovely here. You know, we was talking a little bit off camera. There's a little storm brewing, but don't need to panic.
Right.
It's all good. Just make sure you go get some gas. Go see my man Tony, Tony's Cuban Cafe over there at the southernmost shore before things start getting out of control and people start panicking. So, Miss Sarah, let's get to the meats and potatoes on the show. I know you world famous. But right now, we're going to get you on the YouTube, and we're going to go all the way to the planets above and beyond. Can you give the people a little introduction about yourself and how you ended up in the good old Conch Republic?
Yes, sir. All right, so Sarah Eckert here. Thank you again, Louie, for having me on your show. I appreciate you allowing me to get our message out there, you know, give everybody a little bit of an update with what's going on with Conch Athletics right now. I've been at Key West. I'm going into my 4th year now, senior year. And I got here, you know, with this career in mind. And the opportunity was in place at Key West at the right time. And you can't pass up paradise. So, okay. You know.
So I'm going to just put my hands, tell me if I got it right. I believe this is the right thing. This is in case, can you tell these people that when you spike that ball, you try to knock their head loose?
You know it.
Let me get my mask on, but tell them about your little volleyball career, because I don't think a lot of people know that where you came from.
Okay. Yeah, leading up to Key West, I had coached for several years, you know. I was the head volleyball coach at Vero Beach High School for several years, and then I was the head coach over at Pine Ridge High School for a couple of years. While I was at Vero, before I got to Vero, I was playing volleyball at college, up at Butler University and University of Indianapolis, and I started out my career out in California, so, you know,
Good
I've been all over the place with it, nice. Yeah.
Well, we thank you for coming into Key West. As you know, you come into a serious situation. We invented the Friday Night Lights down here before it was on TV. We've been doing this a long time, and there's nothing like that Conch pride as you are learning every day.
I love it.
So you say you've been here, 4?
This is going into my 4th year, yes.
Okay, absolutely fabulous. So when are we starting sports, Miss Sarah?
Right now, okay, I'm sure everybody has heard a little bit. August 24th is the date that the state put out there, but that doesn't mean we are starting on August 24th, because the state also gave provisions, county by county, based on local health guidelines and what's going on in that local area, that each county could establish their own start date. So as of right now, the earliest that we are going to be starting in Monroe County will be August 31st, and that date is still to be determined. That's just the earliest possible start date for fall practice. So
no sports, no matter what, earliest August 31st.
As far as true fall practices, right now what we have going on is we've been in phase 1 with all of our summer training sessions. So everybody's been able to get out there, condition in the small groups, wearing masks, you know, social distancing. We're following all of the protocols and guidelines to keep them safe. And until we have that go ahead, which we're hoping to get a little bit more information next week in the school board meeting. We know that we're holding off at least until August 31st.
Okay, That's awesome. I believe I've been working with Dr. Burrows from day one. He's on the podcast every Friday, and it looks like our numbers are trending in the right direction. This is an opinion. I believe that we will have sports at one point this year. Exactly when that is, I'm not exactly sure, but I don't think we're going to lose another year. But this is unpredictable. Tomorrow something different could happen.
Right.
The good news is pro sports, are looking to, get their seasons rolling. Some of them already have, and it's working pretty decent. But they have a protocol. Somebody tests positive, it could happen. Look at the Marlins; they had to stop for a while, but I believe they're back in business. So at this point, it's very tough because people lost eligibility last year, and now it'll be tough to lose another year, and you don't get that time back. So I'm hoping that we definitely have sports, and I'll tell you, once we do open, we're gonna be ready. Let me see who we got out here. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Boy, he came hot. Pablo Ali, Key West Conch basketball, checking in. He says, Louie, hurry up and get to the meat potato. Well, let the lady breathe for a minute, and then we're going to go in. Tangela, what is going on? Let me see. Red Tater, you be coming here every day. Like that high and tight. Bubba, Louie, Sarah, I graduated. Rockledge High.
Oh, yeah.
And Vero was vicious at all times, at all sports, every time we play. Yeah, Rockledge, serious school, especially we played up in baseball back in then. They got a good program, so thank you. And listen, we taking all questions. We had the superintendent on here too, Teresa Axford, and she broke it down a couple weeks ago. Incredible superintendent,
Yes.
and I'm glad to have her at the helm. I know you got a new principal.
Yep.
Over there, Ms. McPherson, and they called Harry Russell to show up there at the school board, so everybody's happy as pie. So, like I said, any questions, come on in, and we're going to make it happen. Did you hear about Ron DeSantis giving the teachers $500 million in the state of Florida? Had you heard about that?
Just what you told me. I'm curious how that trickle down is going to go.
Yes. And the reason I bring this up, Miss Sarah, is first of all, you guys do this for the love of kids because there's not a lot of pay with teachers, and I think the teachers should be the highest paid profession in the world, and planets above and beyond, so this is long overdue. So just for people to understand, I come from the school of Bill Spotswood School of Hard Knocks, out there bleed red and gray all day, and coaches do not make a lot of money. So what's an average supplement for a coach?
It really is pennies on the hour when you think about how much time they're putting in. The average supplement, it depends. Head coaches make a little bit more.
Right.
It's just a little bit over $3,000.
Right.
Assistant coaches are going to be right in the ballpark between $1,500 and $2,000 for the season. So it's.
Yep.
I've said this many times, and it stands true every single time. Coaching is a passion project. We do it because we love the sports, we love the kids, we like seeing the growth out there, and just helping everybody to achieve their personal goals, all of our athletes out on the field. So
Yes, and me and good old Bill say that it was like 10 cents an hour. I think we decreased now. So I'm wondering, and maybe we could look into this now that you have the information, is that 500 million going to trickle to sports also or whatever? Because that'll be nice, because like I said, that's a lot of work out there, and for the passion and for the love of children, like I like to say.
Right.
Any questions you got? If you got a kid in the high school on sports, this will be the time to come on in and ask those questions, because we go get blood raw meats to the potatoes. Talking about jobs, jobs are a very tough service industry. Luckily, teachers kept their paycheck, and well deserved. Do we have any job openings for sports?
we do. Unfortunately, Jake Luce was our head boys lacrosse coach, and he had an amazing opportunity for him and his family up in Flagler. He started the program here at Key West High School, but last season, sadly, with how it ended, was his last season at Key West High School. So we are still currently looking for a head boys lacrosse coach. We have many assistant coaches out there right now that we're looking to fill also. We have a JV girls soccer position that came open. We have JV and assistant volleyball coaching positions that are open right now. And We have been putting, lining some people up for those,
Right.
you know, we're waiting for the green light on that, for
Right.
us to be able to open those positions with the district and start filling those in. That's part of the district decision though, is when it comes down to the start of athletics for us, moving forward and opening up all of that
Gotcha.
so that we could start filling those.
Yes, and if I was there with you're going right to volleyball in the meantime till we find somebody, because that's your trade. You go right over there because you know the volleyball top to bottom. So, and let me ask you a question. So, where can people go to find out information? Where do they go?
As soon as we're able to post it, it will be on the Monroe County School District website. There's actually a little tab over on the right-hand side of the webpage for employment or careers, I think it is. And that will have all of the job posting in there as soon as we're able to move forward with those.
Okay, outstanding. All love. If you got any questions right now, who said them Conchs ain't bad? Sarah Eckert in the building. And we taking all questions right now because we definitely going to get back on them fields. When, I'm not sure, but sometime definitely coming. It's all positive. You got to think positive. Okay. So, Sarah, let's get into some meats and potatoes. What are your plans to deliver state championships to the community of Key West?
You know, state championships are not easy. They are definitely hard to come by. And part of that is having the right coaches in the right places, you know. And programs, they don't just go from A to Z, you know. It's not a 0 to 60 immediately type of thing. So it's a building process. And state championships, you know, I want to see all those banners up there. But I am loving what we're seeing out of the programs. You know, cross country and track last year, having Robert Pedroza being able to go on to collegiate level, you know, being able to sign Patrick Barnett. So he's playing up at UCF. You know, it's
that's
training,
what it's all about.
Yep, it's training these kids up so that they're able to play at the highest level possible for themselves and be able to compete for their team and just get the right exposure and be able to move on. When all of those dynamics come together, the coaches are able to groom these athletes and build them up to the right place that they need to be. And then on top of that, scouting ahead, you know, knowing the competition, having that plan in place. It's all strategic, but all of the right pieces have to come together to make that happen. You know, it's a very in-depth process.
If it'd be easy, everybody would be doing it. So, in case y'all don't know, you're going to know now. And y'all watching worldwide on the YouTube, Key West High School 11 state championships, the most in the state of Florida. And one high school, another one's an hour away. So like I said, it's real serious out here on the baseball program. Plus, we have the pleasure of having Ralphie Enriquez out there at the helm. And any coach that comes into Key West High School and is a guy just starting out, I would definitely let Ralph Enriquez take you under his wing because that man done it. It's very hard. We don't do any recruiting. We have what we have, and we start at a one-day-old training kids for baseball. Now, 1 month, 1 day old, we ready to go. So a couple other sports, you know, it's been tough. Like with Johnny Hughes doing a great job with the football program, but the reality of it is, we have 0 state championships, so we got to start at 1. But I got to tell you, we got a tough district. The last time we played football, we excelled very well because, you know, it's fact over fiction, and it's tough out of that district. I think we got Northwestern in that district, which is a powerhouse, and we did very well. So I got to give a shout out to Coach Hughes. JP Garcia is a killer from back in the day. I got to tell you, you know a gentleman named Jason Garcia?
Oh, yeah. You know his program's on track. Yes. I was so disappointed we couldn't finish out spring last season because they were going to make a run for it. This is going to make you feel happy. Jason came on the program also. You know what he said? What?
I quote, he said that once he get back on that girls softball field, if the girls softball team does not win a state championship, he is 100% at fault. End of quote. How you like that one?
I like the ownership of it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, you know, you train up the talent. He knows he has the talent there also.
Yeah.
You can look at that out in front of you and know if you have the right tools in the right place, you can do the job.
No question, no question. So at the end of the day, you got to come to play, and like you said, this is all about grooming people, and the most important thing is, you know, becoming good people, you know, as kids, and getting to the next level of college. That's definitely the number one thing that we should be focusing on. And like I said, there's a lot of people that complain about stuff. So when they complain to me, I tell them there's a building, it's called the Monroe County School Board. You go there, you get one of those papers. You can go online now and you sign up for the program, because it takes a lot of man hours, and you know, we're getting paid peanuts. It used to be 10 cents an hour. Now we get peanuts because of the inflation. So you said that you've been AD for 4 years at the Key West High School, correct?
Going into my 4th. Yep.
Okay. So friends of the program had a meeting and your name came up.
Okay.
And they said your grace period has come to an end. They said you've been there 4 years now, and you pretty much know your way around campus. So as soon as we get back out there, we want to make sure that we all on the same page, and you trying to go for the gusto and get us some state championships and excel the program, because we honor that red and gray. And you know, that's good, because it's hard in Key West. The cost of living, I'm pretty sure that, you know, you adjusted down here with your family. It's not easy, and we're here to support you. And I always say, if you have people that's helping you, you got to, you know, take those people in and work with them, because teamwork make the dream work.
It does. Yes, it does.
Yes. And also, I got to tell you, please come in with any questions that you got. All love right now. Louie C. is Mayor on the podcast. Hit the notifications button right over here. Woo! Those are watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification button right over here. Woo! But I got to tell you, Sarah, getting back to the meats and potatoes, that was an excellent, outstanding program that you put together with the Miami Heat connection with the Key West High School. So can you please just tell the people who don't know anything about this exactly what we did a couple years ago?
Oh, it was actually last year. Coach DR.
It was
just last year, yeah.
I miss sports so much. Gotcha. Okay.
And you know, seeing where we are with all of the NBA programs and everything, it was a great opportunity for the boys. But DR approached me and said, you know, this had been done a couple of years before that, and he wanted to see it done with his program last year. So we traveled up there with the boys, the Conchs, the cheerleaders. We played. They had the opportunity to play at the Miami Heat Arena, you know, and on that floor, and just kind of that big time arena. It was great for them. I think they all had a fantastic time. Afterwards, we were able to stay and watch the Heat and Celtics game happen that night. And, you know, it was a really fun experience for the boys. Gotcha. Playing up against Keys Gate and everything. So having that arena just to give them a little bit of a extra push and drive against the district competition, it was really fun to see.
Yes, it was. And I'd like to give a special shout out to the Miami Heat and Andy Ellisberg. The VP even came over and said hello. And I got to tell you, my special moment, I don't know what your special moment of the trip was when I found out that we had under 5 kids, I believe, that was their first time going to a game. You know, only like I think 3 kids or something actually been to a pro game before nobody else had been to the program. So that was special, because as you know, in sports, as growing up, I was part of the YMCA in Miami, and you go different stuff. You know, people take that with you, and it gives you motivation, and everything was outstanding. And they gave us that nice little tour of the whole arena. I felt like we was home, you know, so it was really, really good. And for, like I said, for the VP to come over there and personally come there, that was a lot of class, but you're dealing with a number 1 organization. So,
Miami Heat, they were very accommodating.
Yes.
They do this type of program with a lot of teams, so they had it all lined out, and, you know, like clockwork. It was great.
Okay. So, okay, Doris, you're saying ready for the meats and potatoes. So you tell me what meats and what potatoes it is that you want me to talk about, and I'll be glad to talk about them, because right now we're talking about getting sports back on track, which you can't control. That's a decision far from your pay grade. And B, I think we touched on you want to win state championships. So I don't think that we just happy to go there and play the game. We actually go play the game always to the whistle blow. So I think we're on the same page. So, but I mean, any meats and potatoes you want to talk about, we can. Look, if you want to read that one, I'm gonna let you. This is one of your bosses. I'm gonna let you read that. Can you see that, Sarah? Right here. this gentleman?
Tell her what you would do when Coach was throwing BP before a game.
Where would you see that? Oh, you talking about, so that's Chris Valdez. So you want me to say that for real, Chris? Okay, so I don't. I'm gonna keep it blunt raw since you asked me. So what happened is me and Chris Valdez were on the baseball team, and there's a person that's getting the balls and putting them in a bucket. So on purpose, I throw one because I'm not happy about certain things, and I throw one right to our head coach over by on the pitching mound, and Chris run from center field all the way to left field. But I don't advise you to do that. So that's basically how I was living. So don't do that. You should not do that. It was okay in my brain at that time when we was kids. But Coach Frager had a lot of patience with me. That's why I say God bless anybody coaching that's doing it. It's absolutely spectacular. And I heard you got Chris Valdez. You know that boy is no joke. He got a state championship in baseball too.
Yeah.
So
no, we're happy to have him back.
Yeah. That boy don't hold no punches. I'm gonna tell you now.
I loved it. I started when I first started. He was still there at the high school, so it's been great. Welcome back for him. So.
You know Chris, but I really know Chris, and I'm gonna tell you this straight blood raw. What's gonna happen? He's gonna tell you straight up how he feel, and when he don't feel a certain type of way about something, and he's not happy, he ain't gonna sugarcoat that. The man's style. He's been there for 30 years, but I think you need that. Anybody to I appreciate people that talk straight and give it to you straight. I don't know about you, but I think that's the best one here. You could take that one right there. This gentleman right here, Red Tater. Can you see that there?
Yeah. What can the community do to help the red and gray this year? Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. It's fundraising.
Right. Well, it's always fundraising, but I know we're hurting right now. You know, our community has been with the bars and restaurants having been closed down for a while. We have been hesitant within the athletic department to go and reach out to people. I'm not trying to knock on everybody's doors right now, knowing that people are in a rough situation, but if you do have the means to help out, the fundraising is huge for us. You know, we're talking to a lot of counties outside of us, seeing how they're planning on opening up right now, and a lot of them are saying they're staying in county only. So I don't know if we're going to be traveling so much more, and with all of the procedures, the protocols in place, are we going to be needing to take more buses, additional transportation, things like that, and all of that money adds up. You know, just to get our kids out there to play. So that's huge. The next thing is mask up, everybody. We want to get started.
Yes,
we need our numbers down.
Yes.
So everybody can help with this. You know, be doing your part, be staying diligent. You know, it's not time to rest right now.
See, I've just told you. You see that?
Yep.
I didn't show you this one, did I?
Oh, that one's great.
Yep.
Definitely.
So, like I said, I work with Dr. Burrows daily. And I think that the mask is critical, and you have to follow the laws that are set in place. But I'm gonna tell you, cases are looking very solid. And if you look at New York, right, you skyrocketed, very hot spot. Now they're all the way on the other side.
Right.
So we and Dr. Burrows been talking. I think we getting to the other side of the curve, coming, down below, and that's great news because at the end of the day, in 1918, when they had the last pandemic that lasted for 4 years. So there's really no way around not living with the COVID, but you have to do the best you can and just don't be reckless because everybody want to have kids go back to school, but nobody want to have kids go back to school and then have to shut the whole school down again and then, start from scratch. But I got to tell you, I'm very confident with the school board and our superintendent, Teresa Eckert. She's on point. I trust her decisions because she's doing a lot of research, and trust me, she's gonna get together. I know it's frustrating. I had somebody gonna come on today and said, very frustrated, I'm a single parent, I'm supposed to do this, and it's just tough out there, but please hang in there and think positive. That's all I could tell the people. So let me ask you this, if you got any questions, this will be the time. Chris Valdez, boy, your boss man coming in heavy. He said Louie straight out of Coral Gables, but he's a true Conch. So Chris is talking about that I actually played 1 year for Coral Gables High School. This is before your time. And I came on when the Conchs won the state championship. Okay. And they said, don't even waste your time and try out because The Conchs won the state championship. I said, man, I don't give a damn what they won. I said, I'm coming over here and trying out for the team. I said, I ain't scared of nothing. And then that's how I met Chris. I made the team, and I'm gonna tell you how serious it was. Back then, when you played, there was serious stuff going on and serious talent out there. So our coach said that if you was a junior and you didn't make the cut for varsity, it was done. That means people that already been in the program for many years.
Right.
Unfortunately, 4 people didn't make it. We had to put 4. Even they said they wasn't gonna do it. They had to put 4 juniors on JV baseball.
Okay.
So you never heard of. But they still fought to play another day. They all came back as seniors or whatever. That's how severe the competition was. So some of y'all watching this, when we play in it, this is where we come from, and this is why I try to tell kids. When we play inter squad, we're playing that inter squad like it's Game 7 of the World Series. That's how when we play stickball. It take 2 people to play stickball back in the day. We play a whole 9-inning game, 1 bounce, and we play that diving out there in HOB on concrete the whole 9 yards. And you have to believe you could win. It's like the remember the Titans attitude. I mean, nobody thinks that we're gonna be hanging in with Northwestern. Yeah, they might beat us 11 times, but we might beat them 1 time out of 12. I mean, the odds are against us. So this is a mentality that we have to stress. And then I get a little bit uptight when we say, well, we can't compete because them teams recruit. Well, guess what? Life is not fair. You just practice hard. I guarantee you, when you play at your level, you're going to crush that competition when you're seeing that type of talent come out. So what's your opinion on the Conch mentality and what we need to do to basically, put this thoughts in kids' heads? I mean, what's your opinion?
No, I absolutely love that. When I moved down here, that was actually the year that the state was implementing the new rule where they kind of opened the floodgates a little bit as far as the recruiting was able to go. But I love the purity of the sports down here, that you are working with this talent pool and you have the opportunity to train them up and to do it well and lay the foundation so that these kids can get out there and compete. And when you have the confidence in what you're doing and the skills you're developing, those kids will get out there and they will fight for you. And I absolutely love that. And the fact that there's loyalty in them. They're not trying to switch from one team to the next constantly, you know?
Yes.
You develop that family base essentially in every program, and they want to fight harder for each other. I absolutely love that.
Yes, no doubt. And, every kid is different. Some kids, they don't go well with you going off all the way on them. They don't respond to that. Other kids, you need to go off on them because that's the only way they respond. But I'm going to tell you this, though, and I will say this. Back in the day, we pretty much played it black and white. It's either black and white. But these days, and this is where some coaches go wrong, when you go black and white in today's time, we're going to lose a lot of kids. You have to have way more patience than you had before or whatever, because it's tough out there. But for the most part, talking to kids and kind of, it's psychological. You just got to get them to believe. And once they believe, they're going to run through that wall for you. But, you got to have patience, take a deep breath. And you got to remember, these are kids. They're going to go through stuff. Look, like, for example, Chris is here and said, Lou, would you get that out where you hit a line drive? He's talking about when I would hit a line drive and I'll get on first base and I'll go off on you all day from top to bottom, just trash talk to you. This is the middle of the baseball field. You know a gentleman named Michael knows?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so quick story. So prep league, we used to do the prep league for the baseball. We have 4 teams. Every game we play like it's a Game 7. So we won the championship, first place 3 years in a row. So Michael Knowles comes Coach Tony Hurst. So I'm a first baseman, so he over here. I said, my man, who put you over here, man? What you doing out here, man? Who are you? My name's Michael Knowles. I'm family with the Hurstes. I came from the Bahamas. I said, well, we ain't in the Bahamas no more, or whatever. So that man constantly, through the whole game, nonstop trash talking from. They said, man, this kid is wild. So this is the fun that we had. So that was nonstop. Chris played on there. These are great times, because what happened is, and this is very important too, kids are in the moment and they don't understand that, because it's a snap of finger, you're 9th grade and you're gone. You played sports. So I tell all the kids, enjoy it, because this goes fast or whatever. And sometimes, you're not going to get something that you think is fair. You're going to think it's unfair. And what I say to that, if you play football and they say, oh, well, they got running back so-and-so, but his dad donates a lot of money to school, so I'm not playing, right? This happens, right? But then something happens and you get an opportunity, whichever way it happens. Somebody
Yeah.
got hurt or whatever. If you go in the goddamn game and you score 3 touchdowns on the first time
Yeah.
you touch the ball, it's so blatant that they got to put you in the game. You got to put the game, so you got to have that mentality.
Absolutely. Take the opportunity and own it.
Exactly. Like, for example, the Marlins have lost a lot of people.
Yeah.
Somebody could get called up. You might pitch a no-hitter. There you go.
That's
you
true.
back to the show, whatever. We got, you know this gentleman right here?
Richard Guzman.
You know him?
I don't think so.
Okay, so Richard
Maybe, possibly.
is one of your fans that he goes to all the sports, especially baseball.
Okay.
He put about close to 50 years out there being a statistician in the league and is historic to Key West High School. I mean, he coached a lot of the kids, and he does it for the love of children. So I'm gonna have to introduce you. I know him. If you see him in face, you know who he is. He's one of the ones that sits right there next to the dugout.
Okay,
over
I'm
there.
sure then,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. What is Chris saying right there, Sarah? Can you see there?
Yep. Blessed to have played back then with a great group of friends and coaches with the utmost integrity. Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rob, shout out to Robert Santana. God bless him. He was hardcore, black and white, one of my favorite coaches of all time. See?
Nice. Richard's a hero of the kids in town. I love it.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is why I always try to, I know me and you sometimes, we don't agree on everything, but this is what life is about. But I never disrespected you. You don't
Right.
disrespect
Yeah.
me, and we have a good rapport. But that's why I tried to introduce you to the time, because it's very important
Yes.
that you know these people and the people that came before you, because this is asset of people that can help you, and they deserve acknowledgement, because this guy been doing it almost for 50 years.
Right.
Let me ask you a question. What is the progress on the backyard and the Key West High School baseball outfield?
The backyard is moving along quickly.
Okay.
So, as far as the timeline goes, I was told as soon as we finish the backyard construction, that's
Yeah.
when we start looking at the plans for Tommy Roberts,
Right.
which is going to be the stadium as well as the outfield for baseball and the field for football.
Gotcha.
So, the backyard, they are making quick work. Ajax is doing a great job. I wander back there pretty regularly. It looks like a massive dirt pit right now, but
Yeah, coming along.
it is. It's
Gotcha.
absolutely coming along. The grand entry that they've built up in between the gym and our building 1, you know, that has really taken shape. We're going to be having a new concession stand back there, restrooms for the fans. We're going to
Nice.
have all new sets of bleachers, press boxes for both the softball field and that lacrosse field, that center field on the track there. We're relaying the track. It's going to be a gorgeous facility when it's all done.
Absolutely. Shout out to all the school board members. And Sarah, this is stuff, you know, a lot of the stuff you don't know. Like, for example, when the stuff happened with the baseball field, there was an uproar, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they thought that it wasn't going to get done. They wanted to delay it. And they called me and they said, we got to go down to the school board meeting. We got to take 1,000 people. I don't tell you this stuff. I said, well, I don't think we need to do that quite yet. I said, let's find out from the school board members, see what is going on.
Right.
So all it was a miscommunication.
Right.
So then we went over there and we passed unanimously there without a problem, and we got it done. Look how beautiful it looks, like a professional field.
Yes, it's
and that's
great.
the way they phased it. They wanted the infield and the dugout on the side first, then the backyard, and then come back to the outfield. So my point of this is that I'll tell you when it's time to scream, you can't scream about everything. I even had, you know, they had pit bulls that was going to go up there, and I said, man, all we got to do is when you go to the podium, thank them people. But I'm going to tell you what was the best story about that, and I don't know if you was present that day. We had 2 people that came in, I don't even know their names, from out of town, that their kids went to come down to Key West High School. And the decision they made, why they made them the way it was on the fence, was that they basically seen the program of the Key West High School baseball, and they couldn't believe it that a program looked like they felt that was the New York Yankees.
Right.
2 people that nobody knew that just had kids come into the system and went up there and spoke to that podium. I said, this is the best thing that's happened, because we gonna always say our stuff because we local, bleed red and gray. But when somebody from outside say that, that's a great compliment to the whole staff of Key West High School, and especially, you know, the baseball program.
Well, you know, that's huge too. The facilities, having people, not only that, the kids feel confident when they're out there. They know that we've invested in them, that, you know, that's shown a lot of belief in them and the program, you know. And we have such a hard time getting teams to come down here.
Right.
So if we can provide nice facilities for them and everything, that's just another allure to bring them down. And that makes it so much better for not only us and our fans, you know, but keeping our kids off the road, the fatigue that takes over the course of the season, you know, it just helps us to be able to boost up to the next level a little bit more.
Were you aware that we called the truce, friends of the program called the truce with Gulliver on basketball? Were you aware of that?
I was not.
Okay.
I'm glad.
So I'm going to tell you, it's very, very positive. So what happened was, me and Coach DR went over to Gulliver because we know we was in the district. So when we walk in, it's just for a scouting, right, mission. We walk in and we seen Ray Allen, you know, the pro player that played for the Heat, had a stellar career. So I said, look, that's Ray Allen. So it turns out he's got 2 kids in the Gulliver prep team or whatever, right?
Yes, he does.
So then we was sitting there. So we went back to the game, you know, when it was time to play the districts. Long story short, and there was a lot of enthusiasm, you know, inside the bleachers. You know how we do, we turn up somewhat. And I noticed that we had a new AD that was there, and his way of handling things was a whole bit different. He came in very respectful, and basically said, you know, hey guys, you know, I'm just the new AD, want to introduce myself. So that was positive. I said, man, that's good, because we haven't had good luck with that in quite a while, as you know. So I was very happy. But I'm gonna tell you what set it over the top, what this truce was called. So after the game finished for the districts, we didn't come up successful. So Ray Allen was standing there. So I said, Coach DR and Coach Butler, shout out to the JV program basketball. They did an excellent job last year. So I said, you guys want to go talk to Ray Allen and just introduce him? And they said, yeah. So you know me, I ain't got no shame. So I stepped up right to Ray Allen. I said, how you doing, sir? This is Coach DR, Coach Butler. My name is Louie, the mayor, friend of the program. And I just want you to see if you could answer a question for me, and I'd like for you not to sugarcoat it. And these coaches' feelings ain't gonna hurt you, ain't gonna hurt my feelings none. What did you see on the court for our team, and what can we do to be better?
Right.
And then, you know, I thought he was, you know, be nice and all. Do you know that man spent 15 minutes with us and talked about his college career and how you got to be prepped, you know, in the game when exhaustion set in. He talked about the Navy SEALs. So long story short, for that man, he don't have to take no 15 minutes. We on the opposite side of the spectrum. He got 2 kids on the team. That's what class act that guy is.
Yes.
So that's why truce was called. So I went back home. I said, man, I'm calling the truce with Gulliver, because that was very nice. And this is sportsmanship. This was being a great story, and shout out to him. Look, we got one of your. These are all your people. So I'm gonna let you handle them. Hold on, let me get you on the right screen here. Okay, that's a long one. You want to read that one?
Okay. We're not starting at the top.
I got you.
All right. I've trained and mentored local basketball talent in Key West now for 15 years, including a yearly basketball camp called WITS. Whatever it takes to succeed. Coach Brian Johnson, the owner who traveled from St. Louis, Missouri to assist with my yearly basketball camp, won a state championship at Cardinal Ritter College Prep last season. Most locals in Key West have been excited for the basketball program to continue to move in the right direction. The last state championship for the basketball was 1968. How important is it to get back to that level? It's very important, you know. When I started here, we brought on Coach Rock.
Yes,
and
good man.
Oh, fantastic. It was a shame to lose him, because the last game, watching them, it was in Gulliver's gym.
We gave him a run.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
That was an amazing game. And to see the development that he had brought into the program, it went from a single player type of program to team.
Gotcha.
He was adamant about, you know, passing, spreading the ball around a little bit. And that game, to see so much heart in these kids, they came back, and you know they were down. They were down, and they fought until the very end. And they got within 10 points. It was such an amazing game, and I was so proud of those boys. I know that they lost that game.
Playing above our level is
what
we talk about.
Absolutely. And that's what it takes. It takes that jump, you know, and it's one jump at a time. You got to look at that step. We haven't won a district championship in a while either. So it comes down to a district championship first. You set your sights on that. Oh, thank you. All right. And then once you can reach that level, and it's really, it takes a lot of diligent work.
Yeah.
Because like you were saying, what he said is it's the endurance, it's the stamina. So you train your kids up for that all year long.
He said that when you're tired is where the mistakes are going to come.
Absolutely.
So
you know this as a player?
Yeah,
Come on.
and especially in basketball, because it's not in baseball, you can take a little breather.
Right.
You know? So what he said is that he had the best conditioned team at all in the nation in college, and they tried to the Marines, they train the Navy SEALs. I'm sorry, train you so like that as close as you can get to death. So they'll do something in the middle of the night or whatever, because you can never train for that really to a max. So they try to get us close. So he said the fatigue. That's why he said, and he gave example of the game where the conditioning is starting to show you. You start slacking on free throws or whatever. That was a whole clinic that the man gave. This is an NBA superstar that's talking to us. So, you know, and to your point, we have to take care of these people when they come, all teams. We need to make them feel at home. We need to give them recommendations on places where they could go eat.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're still going to sit on the opposite side and we're going to, you know, do our stuff, but we want these people to come back.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you this, because I think we had a lot of time off. I think that you are there now for 4 years. You pretty much, you know, are getting to know the lay of the land, and I just really want kids to do the best they can. And I think, like one human family, we got to be on the same page, and you have to be able to feel comfortable talking to me or different friends of the program, and we have to feel comfortable talking to you, because we're not against anybody. We try. If we don't build a team, we don't do it. Can you please, without sugarcoating anything, tell Coach what does that man need to do? What would you like to see him in a short version for that basketball program? How you think he's done, and how can we excel to go to a different level? Because damn sure it's not for putting the effort in. That's what you would agree to.
Right.
What can you do?
I agree. So I think he's doing some of the right steps as far as the year-round training, having the WITS camps in the summer, you know.
Okay.
And this summer I know was unique with everything going on. We couldn't really have that. But, you know, it was a message I kept putting out there to all of our teams and all of our programs. Do not be disheartened by this pandemic. You can still be doing what you can do at home. You know, you could be putting in the push-ups, any of those free body weight workouts at home. You could be doing cardio out in the street, you know, by yourself. You could be getting on the bike. You could be doing what you do, knowing that there are competitors out there who also want it. You know, so for us, it's staying hungry and knowing that the chance will come eventually, you know, and not letting up right now. You know,
don't let up on the gas, that's for sure. Okay,
no,
that's
absolutely.
Fair.
So it's wanting it year round. It's putting in the time. It's putting in the effort. You know, year round, and making that push to go for it. It's scouting the competition, knowing what you're going to be facing, seeing the big guy out there, and saying, I can be better than that. I might not be as big as them, but I'm going to jump higher than them. I'm going to run faster than them. I'm going to do what I got to do.
I'll work them.
Exactly. To make that work.
Now, you're going to laugh at this. Have you talked to the AD of Marathon High lately?
I have, just today.
Okay, can you please find out where the hell Kevin Freeman's at? Because I put an APB. Ain't nobody found this, man. He thinks that because a pandemic is happening, we let him off the hook. I said, man, you ain't I ain't found that. That man usually come on the Facebook, listen to the radio show, but is that man still coaching up there? Because that man missing in action. Kevin Freeman, where you at, Bubba?
I haven't heard that he's gone.
You know, we love you. We got to do what we got to do. Because you know what? We play hard with Marathon. You know, it's a big rivalry for the county. But I really believe that in this intense game, it prepares us to win our district, both in Marathon and in Key West. So we got to do that. That is absolutely great. And the kids love it. And the fans are there. It's wall to wall. As you know, we're going to get back to that. So.
No, I do love that. I love that game. I like that it's become a friendly rivalry, you know, also. I don't know. I've never been much into that rivalry mindset, because I've always been in the mindset, if I focus on me and I'm giving 110 and I know I'm going to go out there, I will outperform whoever is in my way, as long as I know I'm pushing myself constantly.
And I want you to get comfortable, because a lot of people, and Chris will tell you, Chris played baseball with me, so he knows where my heart at. And I'm going to tell you a funny story. So we go to play a marathon game, right? And, you know, Marathon trying to kill us, we trying to kill them. It's an intense game, right? So we're going over on Coach Freeman. You know, we not let him off the hook. And the game wraps up, okay, and the game is over. And somebody put a comment on the Facebook and said, do y'all really dislike Coach Freeman that much? Do you guys really hate Coach Freeman that much? You know what my answer was? What I answered? Because this is facts, right?
Right.
I said, no, actually we like Coach Freeman a lot. But when we play in the game, we definitely trying to crush him, and he trying to crush us after the game.
Yeah.
We'll have a conversation. But it looked to somebody who don't know us from Adam, say, y'all really hate that man. No, actually we don't. No. But in the game you would know it because we're that intense. But you gotta have that feeling and that will to win and go from there. Because I don't know how competitive you are, but I'll be honest with you, if I was playing you in marbles, I'm trying to crush you. I'm talking about just friendly marbles, ping pong, the whole 9 yards.
Louie, you don't know me because I would dominate you. No, I'm kidding.
No, let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna end on this. One time I had this girl, friend of mine in Stock Island, said, Louie, I'm going to whoop you in basketball. I said, listen, little Paige, just leave that alone, please. Leave that alone. So she kept going. I said, Paige, look, I'll give you 10 points. We played 11. You take out, I'll whip you 11-10. So I didn't want to really play because I knew I'd go out there, it's going to be a problem. So she kept going with it. So we show up to Bernstein Park. I said, all right, now I told you I'm not going to play with you now. The first play of the game, on a one-on-one, she hit the pavement. A tear come out of her eye. I said, listen, ain't no time to be crying now. You wanted to play. It's a female now. So I won 11-10. Right. She ran home over there straight on 10th Avenue. I felt bad. I ain't going to feel bad doing it. After the game, we'll talk about it. I rolled back to 10th Avenue and said, let's go have lunch. And that was the end of that. Right. But that's how competitive I am or whatever. And I bleed red and gray. And we want you to bleed red and gray, which I think you're on the same page. Okay. You have 4 years here. Let's go ahead and get some state championship. Any other information you want to give out to the people before we get out of here?
Same thing that we've been touching on, just for all the kids. Do not let this get you disheartened right now. I know the start date keeps pushing back for us. It's being done right. It's being done to keep everybody safe. And when we can get back there, though, I want everybody ready. Yes. I want us fired up, ready to go. So be doing what you can on your own. In those small groups of 10, when we have the coaches out there with their sessions, sign up for one of those small groups. Get yourself out there. Do what you can right now to get yourself in the best place.
Be ready.
Yeah, so that you are ready to get out there and compete when we have time.
Yes, that is absolutely awesome. Right about now, we are going live, WEOW 92.7 FM. We rocking and rolling to 9 o'clock because they never going to stop the party. And those of y'all that want to listen, that you're not in Key West, you can listen worldwide on the iHeartRadio app. Thank you, FloridaKeysEnergy.com. Lord for accident in the Keys. If you have an accident in a car, moped, bicycle, God forbid, on that ocean, them boys at 302 Southern Street will take good care of you, guaranteed. And also, Dr. Burrows tomorrow is going to be a guest on another miracle going on. This is all about taking care of people. Vance Urgent Care, Key West Marathon in Key Largo. And right over here, we'll have You Found Paradise. It's hard to find, 124 Duval Street. I've been looking 20 years. My mom's Cuban cook, Palomilla Estate. And, my mom's on top of the game. And 20 years, I've been looking to find something new for Cuban. We finally did. So thank you for everybody watching the podcast. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. And I want to make sure we don't miss anybody. You got that one there, Sarah?
Yep.
What does he say?
Red Tater, thank you. Thank you for watching us.
Okay.
Yep.
All love, Louie C. the Mayor. You see what it say there? Conch all day. Key West Conchs all day. Anybody coming down here, we ready to play. And Coach Freeman, man, come on, man. Surfers. Holla!